I got a text right when I hit record. And my computer's letting me know and my phone's letting me know. I need to work on my notifications. It's my wife texting me, letting me know that gas stoves are more efficient and you save about $800 a year based on their efficiency than electric stoves. Interesting. It's one article that she read. We like gas stoves better. I like cooking with a gas stove better than an electric stove. Just something about it, you know? Just something about it. It's the something about it factor. We might have to, because we're buying a house, we're looking into all these things. We're going to buy a new stove, probably convert it to a gas stove, which will cost a little money, but it'll save a little money, apparently. At least right now, with the cost of the way gas prices are and stuff these days. Wow, home buy-in talk. So, anyway, today I am supposed to, and already didn't know it was going to take this short of amount of time, figure out, talking points for my YouTube creator video, which is going to go up on the YouTube creators channel. And I've decided it's going to be all about using B-roll. B-roll being cutting away to stuff. So I've been doing that a lot on my main channel. And I try to put it in everywhere I can. I try to fill it. Just fill it with that B-roll. Because there's a lot of talking heads on YouTube, a lot of just people jump cutting around and talking at you. And it's getting a little old, It depends on the person talking, of course. I still enjoy. Obviously, you're watching me talking, and there's not even any jump cuts. But for a general audience, I'm always thinking about not just the people who are there who already like me, but people who are coming in from who have never seen me before. And I don't want to be boring, so I don't want... It's a lot to ask for a stranger to be like, hey, here's this 20-minute video of a guy talking. No edits. And it's just like this slow talking. Or it is a lot of edits, just jump cuts of a guy talking or a girl talking. And it's just a lot to ask someone. I expect when I say, hey, check out this video of this guy talking, I expect people to be like, nah, that's boring. I don't want to do that. Even though they might be very interesting and engaging. I'm trying to use all the tools I have, So take what I say, cut it to its essence, make it fast moving, but then avoid jump cuts as well, because that can be a little unpleasant for some people. So B-roll covers up those jump cuts and adds to what you're saying. It illustrates what you're saying. It allows people to understand what you're saying more, and sometimes it adds even more to what you're saying. Or it adds jokes, keeps things moving, breaks up the monotony. So B-roll does a lot of good things. Not saying it's necessary all the time. I think, obviously you're watching me. This is different. This is just more like a conversation with a friend. That's what I want it to be like. But a main channel video is supposed to be a polished, standalone, what would you say? Polished, standalone, not argument, because they're not all arguments. Documentary, I guess. Piece. Standalone creation for all to enjoy in a very specific way. Whatever the purpose of that video is. It's more, okay, there you go. It's about the purpose. Each video has its own purpose, and I do everything, use every tool at my disposal to make that purpose a reality. Whereas this is a conversation. That's the purpose. So we're having a conversation. You know what I mean? I don't know why I have to defend myself. I'm not really trying to defend myself about using B-roll and jump cutting. But I'm always thinking deeply about why I'm doing certain things and why Like, why do I need B-roll? What's the purpose? I'm just thinking deeply a lot these days about the purpose of the things I'm doing. Anyway, so this video is going to be about B-roll. And I really think B-roll is useful, especially if you are someone who creates videos. I think you can get B-roll from, I use Video Blocks. I use a website called Video Blocks I pay for. And you can download lots of it. There's a lot of really cheesy, dumb B-roll, but I use it. I try to find the most effective things, and I try to avoid the cheese. But if it is cheesy, then it's funny. I'll make a joke out of it. I'll comment on the B-roll. I won't just throw the B-roll out there and let the B-roll just speak for itself. Sometimes I'll comment on the B-roll itself, like add little text or whatever, make a joke out of it, or I'll go shoot my own. Like, some of my favorite moments of the sugar video are like when China's driving and she reaches out to the Wendy's going by, and we're talking about like not going to eat fast food because a lot of it has sugar. So I had her drive while I shot out the window and going past different fast food places. And then I think a different day, like I shot her driving and I walked beside her as she drove with the window down because there was a glare. I couldn't see her, so put the window down. And that moment is memorable because of that visual element, because of that B-roll. She could have just said that, fast food has sugar. You wouldn't remember it as much as like that funny moment of her reaching out, illustrating the emotional moment of the wanting the Wendy's. You see it on her face. It's more powerful that way. Or when she's going through the grocery store and she looks at ice cream on the shelf. It's more powerful because there's B-roll there, but it's also even more powerful because it's her in the B-roll. We actually went out and shot it rather than grabbing some random stranger in a B-roll, which would have been weirder. Still would have worked, but I don't think it would have been as memorable than seeing the person talking actually going and doing it. You know what I mean? But still, B-roll is very effective, even if you're not shooting it yourself. I still think it's good. And then there's also this is something I probably won't talk about in the YouTube creators video, but pulling actual footage from movies or other YouTube videos, downloading other YouTube videos and putting them in the video. I think there's legal gray area there. I've been, since the beginning of WheezyWaiter, I have been grabbing images wherever I can get them and not even worrying about the legality. I'll Google images, download them, put them in a video. I've been doing that since the very beginning of making videos and not worrying about whether they were legal or not. And I don't think I've ever gotten in trouble for images. I've gotten in trouble for music, just like automatically being detected. I don't think I've ever gotten any kind of backlash from images. I don't think so, if I recall. Well, I mean, I guess like video with sound that I've taken, I may have gotten some sort of backlash, but the backlash is usually you can't put ads on this anymore or something, and that's fine. Like on an old video, I'm fine with that. But I think it's because it's just I'm not gonna grab like images. I'm not gonna take images of strangers outside and then use them, or go to someone's Facebook page and take a photo. It's only if it shows up on Google. Like I'll Google something, and if it's one of the first things that come up on Google, I'll take it. If it works, if it's a really good image. I feel like if someone, there are a lot of people that might just not be aware that they have an image that comes up on Google, top of Google. I think most people probably are aware, and they would probably have had it taken down long ago if they cared, And even if they do care, I think there's might be a legal argument that it's okay. It's commentary. Like when I pull YouTube videos and put those in, these days especially, I often make like the video smaller, so there's like a black border around it, So you know this is obviously not something I shot. This is video I got. And maybe I'll put a text below. And usually talking over, these days it's like direct quote, like, "Why so serious?" the Joker image. But I'm talking around it, and I'm always trying to make it like less, 10 seconds max. That's just it. I heard that might be the max you can do at some point, or like of a song. But I don't even know if that's true. It's all gray area. Anytime you hear like a specific fact about copyright, I think you're probably being misinformed. I think there's always, it just depends on how it will be argued in court if someone wants to take it that far. But I make sure it's like 10 seconds. I'm talking, usually commenting about it before and after, putting a text on screen, making it obvious that it's not something that I made. I personally think that should be okay, because it's not like the quality of the thing I took is the reason that I am finding success with my video. It's commenting on the thing that I took. We live in a very, very media crazy culture now, and a lot of life experience involves commenting on other media. So if we made that illegal, that would be ridiculous. So what I do is I never try to pretend that I shot something or made something that is in my video. I always make it very plainly obvious that this is just something I took. Everyone knows that it's something I took. And I'm not gaining traction or attention because of the thing I took. It's because of the way I'm commenting on the thing that I took. And so as long as I make sure I'm doing that all the time, I'm not worried. And if it ever went too far, if someone took me to court or something, I'd just take the video down, and I'd be fine with that. I'd be disappointed, maybe, especially if it was like a video I'm really proud of or something. But I'm not worried. Like I'll take him, but I'm not going to be talking about that in the YouTube creator video. They're going to be more strict about what I can say or not say, I'm sure. I will talk mainly about where you can get free, royalty-free images that are just obviously royalty-free, legally royalty-free, and where you can get video, like paid sites or free sites, like archive.org. I try to limit the Google image taking as much. Nah, I still take images from Google a lot. Just Google, because it's funny. Like I'll find an image and I want to use it to complement a joke or something. And I just think it's funny. And I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong to do that. Like the jokes wouldn't even happen if it wasn't for the image. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm going to tell a joke with the intention of having an image next to me of the thing that I'm joking about, and maybe is it wrong to take that image from a random Google website, which probably took it from somewhere else, which is obviously like if it's an image of a person, they were out in public, or they intentionally got a photo taken of them, knowing that it was going to be all over the media. I don't know. See, these are legal gray areas. This is tricky. I think it all usually depends on if the person who owns the image wants to fight it. And most people seem to not care. I met a guy. Actually, there's a. I didn't know this was going to be this long. Again, this video's 14 minutes now, 15 minutes. I met a guy. So I did this. I used an image of a kid, like a baby with a mustache. Early video. I don't even remember what video it was. And I just found it on Google. I don't even remember really using it or why I used it. But I met the dad of that kid, who is another YouTuber. You might actually be a patron, now that I think about it. And it's a do-it-yourself channel. Anyway, he thought it was funny. That was cool. He let me know, and he laughed. Like, you used my kid in your video. And I feel like that majority of people are going to be that way, especially if you're not doing anything mean. You know, if it's all in good fun. Where it becomes a problem is where it becomes a problem when a person like gets hate because of an image, you know, or something. So it's my belief that most people in the world are reasonable people, and if you're reasonable, other people will be reasonable back. You know, it's been my experience. Anyway, there you go. This is our talk on legalities and B-roll and images, and don't be a dingus. And my baby's making monkey sounds, and it's adorable. Watch out for explosions. Not that that's a thing.